Hi, it's Caleb with Terrytown RV. I'm here at a 2023 Salem Cruise Lite 28 VBXL Platinum, and we are going to do an orientation. We'll start here in the front with your power tongue jack. So up top here, you have a switch for your light, and you have a switch to extend and retract that. That's how you hook and unhook from your vehicle. Behind that, you have your two 20-pound propane tanks with the regulator in the middle there. So just open the valve, and then you have your location for your battery there. You can fit up to 2 batteries there actually, if you wanted to. And then you have your battery disconnect. So if you turn that key to the off position, you'll actually be able to take it out, and that is going to shut 12-volt power off to the unit. Otherwise, if you want your batteries to charge when you're hooked up to your vehicle or to shore power, make sure that that is in the on position. We'll come around here to the side. You have your pass-through storage here. You'll notice there's a couple cranks there. One of those cranks is going to be for your stabilizers. One of them is going to be for your tongue jack. If your tongue jack were to fail, you can remove this rubber cap here, stick that crank in there, and manually run that tongue jack up or down. For the stabilizers here, they are for stabilizing, as the name says, not for leveling. So to level the unit out, you'll raise and lower your tongue jack to level it out front to back, and you'll put boards or blocks underneath your tires to level it out side to side. Once it's leveled, then you can run your stabilizers down. For these ones, they have an extra support arm here. Your goal with that is going to be to get that as vertical as possible. This is a pretty low unit, so it's not going to be able to get super vertical, but those are still going to provide extra stability and help to keep the unit from rocking around compared to the traditional stabilizers. We'll work our way back here. So right down here, you're going to have your sewer drains for your black and your gray tanks. So your black tank handle is actually going to be that one back there. This one here kind of just shuts off the end of the drain. Your gray tank will still be able to drain past that. Obviously this comes into the drain here in front of this. But when you go to drain these, you'll do it in a pretty specific order. So you'll hook your sewer hose up first, put that in your drain. Then you can pull this handle here. Then you'll pull your black tank handle. Once your black is done draining, pull your gray. That gray dirty sinking shower water is going to help rinse out the end of your drain here, as well as your sewer hose. Once the gray tank is done, close that. You'll leave these two valves open here. Come to your black tank flush. Hook a hose up to it. Turn it on. That's going to spray directly into your black tank to help rinse it out. And it'll clean off your sensors, get rid of any waste that's left in there. And just clean out your tank a little bit more thoroughly. So run water through there for 5 or 10 minutes, should be all you need. Then you can turn the water off there, close your 2 slide valves, remove your sewer hose, put your sewer cap on, and you are all set. And you can actually store your sewer hose in the bumper here. You just pull this cap out. They pull a little difficult sometimes, but you'll just slide your hose right in the end there, and then pop the cap on over top of it. Sorry about that. And like I said, they kind of fit a little tight sometimes, which is not a bad thing. Right here is your water heater. So we'll pop the cover off of here. A little finicky, there it goes. This is a gas and electric water heater. Down at the bottom here, you will have your on-off switch for the electric portion. Inside is going to be the switch for the gas. For the electric, make sure you have 110 power hookup. For the gas, you do need your propane turned on, and your drain is right down here. You also have your anode rod, which is going to be your drain plug. So you'll slide that in there, tighten it down with a 1 1/16 inch socket, and then you can turn your water on, and the tank there is going to start to fill. Before you turn on the heating elements, you want to be sure that there's water in the tank. To do that, you can pull on your pressure relief valve here, and when water comes out, that'll tell you there's water in the tank. And then you're good to turn it on. I do recommend when you're all done using this, all done camping, you take your anode rod back out and let the water drain out. Over time, that anode rod is going to corrode, so you have to replace it every 2 or 3 years. It's kind of relative to how much you use it. And also, if you drain your tank every time, it's going to have less contact with the water, less time to corrode, if that makes sense. Put the cover back on here. Tighten that down. You'll notice on your slide out that you have a couple brackets there. Those are prep brackets for a Solera slide out topper. Those slide out toppers, basically it's an awning cover that goes over top of your slide out, and it just extends with your slide out. You don't have to push a button or anything for it, but that's going to help protect the roof membrane on top of your slide out from sticks and twigs and stuff getting up there, any solid debris basically. You know, you're standing in a campground, there's a lot of trees, stuff falls in there, then you go to close your slide out, and that stuff can damage the roof there. So if you have that slide out cover, that's going to help protect that. Otherwise you do have to kind of go up there and sweep everything off before you go to close it, but that's what those brackets are there for. You have your city water connection right here. If you're hooked up to water full time, this is where you'll be going to. So hook a hose up there, turn it on, and that'll be what creates your water pressure. Generally, city water is designed more for a house than it is an RV, so it's a little bit higher pressure than what an RV should have. So if you use a water pressure regulator on there, that's going to help lower the PSI a little bit and kind of just make it safer for you to use, so you don't risk bursting any of your water lines or anything. In the back here, you have your 30 amp power hookup with the standard 30 amp twist lock cord. I do recommend a 30 amp surge guard in line with that to help protect the electronics on the unit. In the event of a power surge, it's a lot cheaper to replace a surge guard than it is to diagnose and repair electrical on here. You have your input for cable and satellite right here. So there's two coax connections in there. This is kind of glued shut right now, but there's coax connections there for cable hookup if you're staying somewhere that offers cable, or if you have a portable satellite dish, you'll hook that up there. On the back, you have your spare tire here with the cover, which is super important. You are prepped for a Lippert expandable ladder. So basically that ladder expands up and then hooks onto the bracket there, and you can get up on your roof. Your roof is fully walkable. We actually recommend you get up there at least once a year to check out your seals and rubber roof membrane. For your seals, if you see any cracks, gaps, or holes or anything, use a self-leveling lap sealant to touch those up. And for the roof membrane, we recommend a rubber roof cleaner and conditioner. You'll spray that on, scrub it in, rinse it off, and that's gonna A, help you keep your roof clean, and B, condition the roof membrane so that it doesn't dry out and shrink or anything like that. You are prepped for a Furion backup camera right there. That's what that little mounting bracket is for. Camera goes up there, and you'll be able to see behind you going down the road, and also obviously you'll be able to use it backing up. That way you don't have to be yelling back and forth between somebody and have any miscommunication or anything. You can see what's going on behind you. We'll come around here to the door side. So you see a power awning, you have two outdoor speakers. You'll also notice this Salem is fiberglass, which is kind of unheard of for Salem. So they're super nice. They look a lot cleaner in my opinion. And for the sidewalls here, we recommend use a Carnauba style car wax to wax the entire unit twice a year. So probably at the beginning and end of camping season. And that's gonna help keep the shine that it's got and kind of that glossy finish. It'll also help protect the decals a little bit, keep those from drying out, anything like that. You have your furnace exhaust vent right here. That's gonna blow out hot air when you're running your furnace. You have a hookup for a water hose, which that spray hose is gonna be up in the compartment there. You have output for a TV and two 110 outlets. That's again a little glue on that cover there, but there's that. Outdoor kitchen, so griddle with a LP line here that is going to go down to your LP quick connect. You have your fresh water tank drain right there to drain your fresh water tank, and then we have your outdoor refrigerator with the temperature controller in the back there. Right behind your door here is your freshwater tank fill. So if you're rustic camping, stick your hose in there, turn it on, and that's going to fill your freshwater tank. And then you can turn your water pump on to use that water. Last thing over here is that pass-through storage. So there's that water hose. There's those two cranks, again, a little bit better view of them. And once again, that goes all the way through. We'll pop inside here. Hopefully it's a little bit quieter. That furnace over there is really loud, unfortunately. And just inside to the left, you're gonna have some controls. So your solar controller is up at the top This is basically for the charging portion of your solar panels, which are mounted to the roof, and then those will charge your batteries. It's going to be preset to the panels and the batteries that you'll have on the unit. Then you have your main control panel here. So up at the top, you can check the levels of your battery and your holding tanks. Then you have the switch for your water pump here. Switch for the water heater on gas. Once again, the electric portion is the switch outside. You can run those at the same time or individually. It's a little bit more efficient to run them at the same time. It's going to heat up faster. But if you're staying somewhere where you have electric hookup, I recommend just running it off of the electric portion. That way you don't use your propane. Then you have two light switches here. This switch is going to do your LEDs on the awning. And then this switch here will do the accent lighting behind the slide. This control is going to be for your awning. I know it's unlabeled, but awning on the left, slide out on the right. Up is retract. Down is going to extend that out. You do have to hold the switch down to extend it. It's not going to stop automatically, so you do want to keep an eye on it as well. There's going to be a little extra fabric piece that hangs down, and you'll also see the bare awning tube. That'll be your indicator that it's fully extended. And we might have enough room to do it here. We're a little close to that unit next to us. But we'll stop it right there. You'll see that fabric piece is starting to hang down. You can run it just a touch further than this. Obviously, I don't have the room for that. And then just hold down up to retract that. Once it gets up against the side of the unit, you'll take your finger off of the button. Then we have the switch next to it for the slide out here. Oops, I keep bumping the switch for the ceiling lights, which is this dimmer. So you just touch that, or you have push button lights for individual. But you'll hold on up to extend that. You do have to hold that down to extend it. But you can see how it slides out. You'll also be able to hear it. This is a Schwintek slide out. It's got electric motors on either side of it. And this will stop once it's fully extended. You'll hear the motors kind of wind down a little bit. Like so. We'll work our way through the rest of the unit now. So starting here, you have your keys on your sink. The purple key is going to go to your entry door, and the silver key will go to your compartment doors. And that's your two sets there. You have two of each. You have a little bit of overhead storage and some storage underneath. Standard 110 microwave. This will work just like one in your house. It's just a little smaller. And then you have a fan and a light for above the stove. The glass cover here on the stove just folds up to the back, creates an extra backsplash back there. And to light your burners here, you'll turn it to the flame icon. Turn your igniter here to the right until the burner is lit. There's no propane in the system right now, so it won't light. But you'll notice there's arrows on there to remind you, turn that to the right only. And then for your oven, you do have to light a pilot light first. You'll turn it to the flame icon, push and hold that in while you turn your igniter. Once your pilot light is lit, you can release this and set your temperature. And then you have a switch here for lights. Flip that up, it does the controls. Flip that down, it does the controls, as well as an oven light. Just be sure to close the cover here when you're all done using it. It's got rubber tabs on either side that are going to help to secure that in place. Then we have your 12-volt Furrion refrigerator and freezer. So this will run off of your batteries going on the road and when you're plugged in. When you're going on the road, the batteries are going to be charging through your vehicle's 7-way plug. And when you're plugged in, obviously the batteries are going to charge through your shore power hookup. Up here is going to be your controls. So just turn that knob or dial to what temperature you want to set. If you turn it all the way to the left, that'll actually turn it off. Then we have your thermostat on the wall right here. If we push the bottom button, that's going to turn it on. And then you can go through your different settings. So fan, AC, heat, and then off, and you'll adjust the temperatures here, or adjust the temperature setting. Down below is going to be your carbon monoxide and LP detector. As long as that green light is on it, that means it's working. That does draw continuously off your battery because it's a safety item. So if you're storing this long term, I recommend just removing your battery altogether, putting it in your house or your garage. That way this doesn't drain down your batteries over that time period. We'll step into the bathroom. You have your shower here with the surround and skylight. Up top here, a vent with the fan. And your switch is right over here for the fan. You manually crank that up or down. You have a toilet with the foot pedal flush. Halfway down and the foot pedal brings water into the tank. All the way down to flush it into your holding tank. And then your light switch is right inside there. We'll step into the bunk room now. So you have the opposing twin bunks there with the couch underneath. Both of these bunk beds are on struts. Those will flip up there on both sides. That way you have kind of a more comfortable seating area here, a little bit more headroom. These cushions are going to fold out, so it's just stacked cushions there, and they'll flip down, and you'll have a bigger mattress on the bottom. You can move the rear cushions wherever, and then you have 110 USB chargers on both sides there. Also a spot for a TV if you wanted to have that there. Down here is your breakers and fuses. All your breakers are labeled here on the left. Your fuses are labeled on the right. If a fuse were to go bad, there will be a red LED that lights up next to it. You'll be able to see that through the window there as well. You have your Versa lounge here. So you'll notice this is in kind of the L-shaped seating arrangement. And then you have your U-shaped dinette as well. So this middle piece here is actually removable. It just picks up out of these posts. And basically you can have it there, or you can flip it around and have it here. And there's another post in between the seats there. So that way you can use the full U-shaped dinette. Otherwise, have it set up like this. You can actually turn this into one giant bed as well if you wanted to. You'll remove that piece altogether, and then take your tabletop here, lift that up off the legs, and then you're going to take the legs out as well. You'll take the tabletop, set it on these ledges all around, and then you'll take your sofa there, lay that flat, and this will be one giant bed, which I think is kind of cool. Otherwise, you can have them as individual beds as well, so you can do just the jackknife or just the dinette there. You do also have a little bit of storage underneath here with the storage totes. You have your main entertainment area here, so you can put a TV on the wall here. There's a backer built in. That's what the sticker there is for. I do recommend using a stud finder just to figure out exactly where that backer is located. Unfortunately, they don't always square the sticker up with where the actual backer is. So if you use a stud finder, that's going to help you secure that mount a little bit better. Then you have all your connections right down below. You'll see this one's got a green light. That is your antenna booster. So when that green light is on, your antenna is on. If you're hooked up to cable or satellite, push that button to turn that off and you'll get those cable or satellite channels. You also see here you are prepped for Wi-Fi through the King system. So that's what that plate is for. They have wiring pre-ran behind there. So it's prepped for it. It does not actually have Wi-Fi. Then you have your radio and sound bar here. There's going to be a little display built into it. You can pair your phone up to this or do radio running the TV through it as well. You have two speaker zones in here. Zone 1 is going to be the speaker here itself. Zone 2 is your outdoor speakers. You just turn those on or off. You also have HDMI USB ports on there and an aux hook up there as well. And then you have your fireplace here with the mirrored finish. So turn it on the right there. Then you can go through your different flame colors, different rock colors. Then you have your temperature, so no heat, low heat, high heat, back to no heat. The heat is going to come through the vent here in the middle. It does not heat up the glass when that is on. And then you can set a timer here for how long you want this to run. And it'll shut off after that amount of time. We'll step into the bedroom here now. So you have exit window over on the left. In case of emergency, you'll take your triangle tab here, pull on it. That is going to take the screen out. And then you'll take your handle here and push the window open and exit to safety. Otherwise, you can have that propped open like so for regular ventilation. Just be sure when you close this that the handle seats in that latch there properly. You also have another location for a TV here. Once again, use a stud finder, and then your connections are up top. If you lift up on the bed, you have access to these storage totes here, or storage bins more so, and then it goes and connects to the passenger storage. And this is held up by struts, so you don't have to prop the bed open while you're reaching underneath there. And then you have your light switch there. Once again, you do have the push button lights. This cap is falling off, but push button light there. These caps just twist on there, and then you can turn that on and off. But that is going to be everything inside here. Hope this video is helpful to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to get those answered. And thank you for choosing Terrytown RV.